So now I'll show you the code for ensemble learning. So now I'm going to focus first on bagging. So first I'm doing importing my necessary libraries. I'm importing low breast cancer. This is responsible for getting your breast cancer data set. Okay, and then I'm also importing my this method. This is responsible for splitting your data into training and testing, and also checking your accuracy. And then after that, I'll be putting my data in a data frame. So just so I can see that. For that, I'm using pandas over here. So first you load your breast cancer data set. Thankfully, it comes with the scikit-learn package. So that's a great thing. You don't have to download any CSV file in this case. So in this case, I convert my this data into data frame right here. Then I'm creating another column called target. Then I'm printing 10 samples just to see how exactly it looks like. So this is your mean radius, mean texture, mean parameter. It basically tells you all this information right here. So if you scroll down, you're going to see, okay, 31 columns. So there are 31 columns in this data set, and this one actually had 10 samples. All right. So now my X and Y, so let's separate our X and Y. My X is going to be everything except the target. So I'm dropping the target column. So this is my target column. I'm dropping them. So in this case, you have 0, 1, 0, 1. 0 means that no breast cancer. 1 means yes, he or she has a breast cancer. All right. So in this case, my Y is going to be target. So next thing, I'm splitting my data set into training and testing. Uh, I supply my X, supply your Y, and you also give your test size. So in this case, I want the test data set to be 20%. So you supply 0.2. Okay, and then I print out the shape of my training data set and also to print out the shape of my testing data set. So shape of my training data set is 455 rows and 30 columns. For testing, it's 114 rows and 30 columns. So now let's train our model without ensemble learning. So in this case, I'll be using a single decision tree classifier. So import your decision tree classifier, create your model, train your model, supply your X train to that, supply your Y train to that. Model gets trained. Then you ask it to make a prediction right here. You feed the X test data set. It's going to make a prediction. And then now you're going to compare your predicted value with the Y test. You're going to use your accuracy score function. So in this case, you supply your Y test and Y prediction. It's going to compare these two. And then it's going to print out the accuracy. And the accuracy comes out to be 0.94. So it's 94.7% accurate. Great. And now let's try to do the same thing with ensemble learning. So I will be using bagging now. So I'm importing my random forest classifier from my scikit-learn ensemble package. In this case, I'm initiating my instantiating my random forest classifier. I'm specifying my number of estimators as 100. In other words, I'll be using 100 models or 100 decision tree. Each decision tree is a model. So in other words, there's going to be 100 models in this particular ensemble learning. Okay, and then I'm training the model. I'm supplying my X train and Y train to that. The model gets trained. Then I'm asking it to make a prediction on X test data set. It makes a prediction. Then I'm comparing I'm using accuracy score to compare the Y test against the Y prediction, see how much it got it right. And then I print out the accuracy right here. When I print out, look at that, it's 96.49. So it actually went up with the ensemble learning. Before, if you come back over here, it was 94.7, and now you can see your accuracy has gone up. So this should convince you that ensemble learning in this particular instant, it did actually help.